Welcome to Cayo Perico, a place known for secrecy, isolation, and the unmistakable sound of danger hiding behind every palm tree. But today, things are different. Today, we introduce something new, something unexpected, something that changes the island forever. This is the story of the bridge to Cayo Perico. Imagine standing at the edge of Los Santos, staring out at the endless ocean. For years, Cayo Perico felt like a distant world, reachable only by aircraft, boats, or stealthy infiltration. But now, a massive engineering project has connected two worlds. A long, curving bridge stretches across the waves, built with steel, concrete, and ambition. As you approach the entrance, the wind whistles through the railings, and the sound of crashing waves echoes below you. Driving onto the bridge feels surreal. The city noise fades behind you, replaced by the calm rhythm of the open sea. The sun hits the surface of the water, creating shimmering reflections as you advance toward the island. Every meter forward feels like crossing into a new chapter, one where Cayo Perico is no longer just a remote fortress, but a reachable destination. The bridge itself is a masterpiece. Strong pillars rise from the depths, holding up the wide highway as if defying nature. Along the sides, you can see warning signs, blinking lights, and a faint line of patrol boats way down below. The sound of your engine echoes freely, mixing with the gentle hum of the wind. It's peaceful, but suspenseful, because everyone knows Cayo Perico is still dangerous territory. As you move closer to the island, the atmosphere shifts. The air becomes warmer, the sky darker, and tall watchtowers start to appear in the distance. Palms sway quietly, and the rugged coastline slowly reveals itself. Guards, patrol lights, and the distant sound of a helicopter remind you that this place has a history of secrets, heists, and elite security. Finally, you reach the end of the bridge. The transition from open highway to jungle-covered terrain is sudden but thrilling. You feel the crunch of gravel under the tires as you step onto Cayo Perico soil. Behind you is the long bridge, stretching endlessly toward Los Santos. Ahead of you is an entire island waiting to be explored. Whether you're here for adventure, exploration, or something a little more dangerous, the new Cayo Perico Bridge transforms the journey completely. No boats, no planes, no stealth drops. Just you, the road, and a connection that brings two worlds together. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this special charter flight bound for the tropical island of Cayo Perico. Please take a moment to settle into your seat, relax your shoulders, and enjoy the smooth rhythm of the engines as we begin our journey across the open ocean. As we lift off from the runway, you might notice the soft hum of the aircraft blending with the distant horizon. The city below slowly shrinks away, lights fading into tiny specks as the coastline curves beneath us. Ahead lies nothing but blue water, calm skies, and the promise of a quiet island hidden far from the noise of the mainland. Our climb continues steadily. The cabin remains peaceful, with only the gentle airflow brushing against the windows. The seatbelt sign is still illuminated, so please remain seated as we ascend to our cruising altitude. Outside, the sun stretches across the clouds like gold paint on a soft canvas, setting the tone for the serene flight ahead. If you look out toward the right side of the aircraft, you might catch glimpses of scattered waves shimmering under the sunlight. The ocean below seems endless, forming patterns that rise and fade like slow-moving music. Each ripple, each shadow, each reflection creates a calm rhythm that matches the steady heartbeat of the engines. We will be crossing several hundred miles of open water on our way to the island, and the air remains smooth at this altitude. The temperature outside is far below freezing, but inside the cabin you can enjoy the warm atmosphere, the subtle vibrations of the aircraft, and the soft whisper of air passing around the fuselage. As we settle into cruise, the seatbelt sign has now been turned off. You are free to stretch, adjust your seat, or simply close your eyes and drift into the calming ambience around you. The crew will soon begin a light service, offering refreshments as we continue toward our destination. Far ahead, Cayo Perico remains tucked behind layers of haze and distance. The island is known for its pristine beaches, dense palm forests, and stretches of untouched shoreline. Approaching it from the air usually reveals a thin, wandering line of sand surrounded by crystal blue water. For now, though, it remains a distant point. quiet, remote, and isolated from the rest of the world. We expect favorable winds throughout the flight, allowing us to maintain a smooth trajectory. If you listen closely, you can hear slight changes in the engine tone as the aircraft gently adjusts to the air currents, maintaining balance and stability. It is a reminder of how precise, patient, and calm these flights can be. As we travel farther over the ocean, the sky begins to deepen into softer shades of blue. The sunlight angles across the clouds, forming gentle shadows that drift slowly beneath us. In these moments, high above the water, the world feels still. Time seems to stretch. The flight becomes not just a journey, but a quiet pause, a space where nothing demands your attention. You might feel the aircraft gradually begin its transition into a lower altitude. This gentle descent marks our slow approach to the island area. Please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt as we prepare for the next stage of the flight. Ahead, the faint outline of land begins to form, a soft green shape rising from the endless blue. Cayo Perico is now coming into view. From up here, its coastline curves like a peaceful crescent, bordered by bright water fading into deep turquoise. Clusters of palm trees gather near the beaches, while the interior rises into low hills, covered in thick vegetation.
The air becomes warmer as we continue descending. The engines lower their pitch, creating a steady, comforting drone that carries us closer to the island's edge. The runway lies just ahead, surrounded by tropical greenery and sunlight reflecting off the nearby shoreline. We are now on final approach. Please remain seated, secure any loose items, and prepare for landing. The aircraft aligns smoothly with the runway, slicing through the gentle ocean breeze. You may feel a slight vibration as the landing gear extends below us. Touchdown is moments away. The ground draws closer, the engines adjust once again, and with a subtle bump we make contact with the runway, smooth, steady, and controlled. The aircraft slows down gradually, rolling forward until we reach taxi speed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cayo Perico. Please stay seated until the aircraft comes to a complete stop and the cabin crew gives further instructions. We hope you enjoyed this peaceful flight, and we wish you a relaxing stay on the island. Welcome back to another adventure. Today, we're taking on a journey that connects two worlds, the long, mysterious bridge to Cayo Perico, and a smooth flight that carries us all the way to the island itself. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride as we travel from the mainland to one of the most iconic locations in the Grand Theft Auto universe. Our trip begins on the bridge, a massive stretch of concrete and steel extending endlessly over the water. As the sun rises, the reflections shimmer across the surface, creating a calm pathway ahead. The bridge feels almost empty, quiet, like it's guiding us forward with every step and every engine sound. The wind brushes by, mixing with the distant roar of waves crashing beneath. As we continue forward, the far end of the bridge reveals the approaching silhouette of Cayo Perico, lush green trees, rocky hills, and the unmistakable coastline. The island stands like a hidden paradise, waiting to be explored. Step by step, the atmosphere changes. The noises soften. The air becomes warmer. You can sense the adventure growing closer. But today, we're not only walking or driving, we're taking to the skis. At the end of the bridge sits our aircraft, ready to begin its journey. The engines start with a deep, steady rumble. The blades spin faster, the cabin hums with energy, and soon we lift off into the air. From above, the view is stunning. The bridge stretches behind us like a giant ribbon across the ocean. The mainland disappears slowly, and the open sky becomes our guide. The higher we climb, the more Cayo Perico reveals itself: dense forests, sandy beaches, winding dirt roads, and the familiar compound area that hides secrets, challenges, and opportunities. The breeze smooths out, and the flight becomes peaceful, almost relaxing as we glide above the calm blue waters. The sunlight reflects beautifully over the waves, forming bright patterns that dance beneath the aircraft. It's a perfect moment, quiet, calm, and serene. A reminder that even in a world filled with chaos, there are places and moments that feel untouched and peaceful. As we approach the island, the details become clearer: the runways, the docks, the hidden paths that wrap around the coastline. The landing gear lowers gently, the engines slow, and we begin our descent. Touching down on the island marks the end of our skyward journey and the beginning of a new adventure on Cayo Perico. From the long bridge to the peaceful flight, every moment has led us here, to a new chapter, a new view, and a new experience on this unforgettable island. Thank you for joining this journey. More adventures are on the way. Stay tuned. Welcome to a calm and immersive journey. Today, we travel from the long, stretching bridge that leads toward Cayo Perico, all the way to a smooth and quiet flight that takes us above the ocean and into the heart of the island. Our journey begins on the bridge. A wide, endless road crossing over deep blue water, with nothing but ocean on both sides. The wind blows steadily across the surface, and the only sound is the quiet hum of the vehicle as it moves forward. The bridge feels peaceful, almost too peaceful. The distance behind you disappears slowly, while the horizon ahead grows brighter, pulling you closer toward the island. As you continue along the bridge, the sunlight begins to warm the scene. The water sparkles as it reflects the sky, and small waves break gently against the concrete pillars below. The island of Cayo Perico slowly comes into view, tall palm trees, rocky cliffs, and the soft outline of sandy beaches. The closer you get, the stronger the feeling of mystery and adventure becomes. At the end of the bridge, something new awaits. A small airstrip, quiet and ready, with a single aircraft parked and waiting for departure. The journey shifts from land to air. You step inside the aircraft. The engines start with a low vibration that grows into a steady roar. The cockpit lights glow softly. The propellers gain speed. The runway stretches ahead like a path pointing straight into the sky. With a smooth push forward, the aircraft lifts off. The wheels rise from the ground, and the world below begins to shrink. The bridge you just crossed becomes a thin line across the ocean, fading into the distance. The flight stabilizes, and the sound of the engine becomes a calm, constant rhythm. From up here, the view is breathtaking. The ocean spreads endlessly below, shining under the sun. Gentle clouds hang above, drifting slowly. The island of Cayo Perico expands beneath the aircraft, forests, beaches, dirt roads, and the coastline forming a natural border that glows in the afternoon light. The flight is smooth and quiet. With every passing moment, the scenery becomes more beautiful. The sky opens wider, the water turns clearer, and the island draws nearer. You glide through the air as if time itself is slowing down, allowing every detail to be seen and every moment to be felt. As the aircraft approaches the island, the descent begins. The engines soften, the landing gear lowers, and the runway aligns perfectly ahead. A gentle touch brings the plane back to the ground, completing the transition from bridge to flight to arrival. And just like that, the journey ends where the adventure truly begins, on the shores of Cayo Perico. Thank you for joining this calm and atmospheric trip. More relaxing journeys are on the way. The journey begins at the edge of the mainland. A long, silent bridge stretches across the open sea, leading toward the distant island of Cayo Perico. The morning air is cool, the sky is bright, and the sound of gentle waves echoes softly beneath the structure. As you step forward, the atmosphere feels peaceful, almost untouched, as if time has slowed just for this moment. The bridge seems endless. Each step, each turn of the wheel, carries you farther away from the noise and closer to the calm rhythm of the ocean. The sunlight glimmers across the water, forming shifting patches of silver and gold. Seabirds drift above, their calls fading into the distance. The bridge ahead narrows, appearing to merge with the horizon, guiding you forward like a quiet pathway suspended in the air. As you continue, the shape of Cayo Perico begins to appear. A faint outline at first, palm trees, rocky hills, and a coastline hiding behind a gentle mist. The closer you get, the more the island reveals its natural beauty. The colors grow richer. The palm leaves sway lightly in the breeze. The distant mountains stand tall, casting long shadows across the beach. At the end of the bridge, your next phase of travel is waiting. A small airfield, silent but prepared. A single aircraft rests on the runway, pointed toward the open sky. The journey transforms from land to air. You approach the aircraft and step inside. The cabin is quiet, the controls steady, and the soft vibration of the engines brings a sense of calm. As the propellers spin faster, the hum deepens into a smooth, steady tone. The runway stretches ahead like a single straight line leading toward the clouds. With a gentle push forward, the aircraft begins to move. The wheels gain speed, the ground blurs beneath you, and soon the plane lifts off effortlessly. The earth falls away, and the bridge you crossed becomes a small ribbon across the water. The ocean expands in every direction, glowing beneath the spreading daylight. From the air, the view is breathtaking. The sky around you is wide and open. The sea below is calm, shifting between shades of blue and green. The island of Cayo Perico now spreads out in full, dense forests, winding dirt paths, sandy beaches, and hidden coves along the edges. The world feels quiet, almost suspended, as the aircraft glides smoothly through the air. The flight remains steady and peaceful. Above the clouds, everything slows to a gentle rhythm. The engine maintains a soft, constant hum. The light breeze outside dances across the wings. As you look ahead, the island grows larger, clearer, and more detailed with every passing second. Soon, the descent begins. The aircraft lowers gently, and the sound of the engine shifts to a softer tone. The runway on Cayo Perico lines up perfectly below. With a smooth touch, the wheels meet the ground, and the aircraft rolls to a comfortable stop. The journey from the bridge to the flight. From land to sky. From quiet roads to open air. Has brought you here, to the peaceful shores of Cayo Perico. Thank you for joining this calm and atmospheric journey. More relaxing adventures await soon.
Imagine standing at the edge of Los Santos, staring out at the endless ocean. For years, Cayo Perico felt like a distant world, reachable only by aircraft, boats, or stealthy infiltration. But now, a massive engineering project has connected two worlds. A long, curving bridge stretches across the waves,